This is GDJ News. Welcome to GDJ News at 6. I'm Javier Pelicani.
And I'm Grant Mason, here to shed some light on the sensitive subject that is AIDS.
AIDS is a disease in which there is a severe loss of the body's cellular immunity, with several symptoms originally found 2 decades ago.
Our research team has dug in a little deeper. The year that was 1981, the first signs of AIDS appeared here in the United States.
It began with a small group of homosexuals from New York and San Francisco getting rare types of cancer and/or pneumonia.
The cancer, Kaposi sarcoma, normally only affected elderly men of Mediterranean or Jewish heritage and young adult African men. The lung disease, Pneumocystis pneumonia carinii, or PCP, is generally found in people with weak or compromised immune systems.
In 1982, the disease acquired a new name, GRID, Gay-Related Immune Deficiency.
This new disease spread through the media like a wildfire. People were scared for their lives, thinking that they were going to die from this new contagious disease. Here's a clip from a 1982 newscast over AIDS.
Scientists at the National Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta today released the results of a study which shows that the lifestyle of some male homosexuals has triggered an epidemic of a rare form of cancer. Robert Bazell now in Atlanta.
Bobby Campbell of San Francisco and Billy Walker of New York both suffer from a mysterious newly discovered disease which affects mostly homosexual men, but has also been found in heterosexual men and women. The condition severely weakens the body's ability to fight disease. Many victims get a rare form of cancer called Kaposi sarcoma. Others get an infection known as pneumocystis pneumonia. Researchers know of 413 people who have contracted the condition in the past year. 1/3 have died and none have been cured.
Death didn't scare me. It was living with this for a long time. That's more frightening than death.
Investigators have examined the habits of homosexuals for clues.
I was in the fast lane at one time in terms of the way that I lived my life, and now I'm not.
The best guess is that some infectious agent is causing it. Today, researchers here at the National Centers for Disease Control said they have found several cases where people who had been sex partners both had the condition. The scientists say this probably means they are dealing with some new, deadly, sexually transmitted disease. The investigators see this as a serious public health problem.
From an epidemic point of view, there have been more deaths from Kaposi sarcoma and pneumocystis pneumonia than have occurred with all the cases of toxic shock syndrome and the Philadelphia outbreak of Legionnaire's disease combined.
Researchers are now studying blood and other samples from the victims, trying to learn what is causing the disease. So far, they have had no luck. Robert Bazell, NBC News, Atlanta.
In 1983, Doctors Montagnier and Barsanussi officially discovered the AIDS virus.
More and more people were being diagnosed with AIDS. It was starting to become an epidemic.
It was being found all over the country and spreading to other countries as well.
At this point, the world became afraid of AIDS. People started to refrain from sexual relations in fear of the deadly virus.
After some time, the virus was given a new name, HIV, or Human Immunodeficiency Virus.
One of the key factors found in AIDS is Kaposi sarcoma, a rare form of cancer, which consists of red spots on the skin, tumors, lesions, and shortness of breath.
One of the miraculous things about it is that a person can be HIV positive and not have AIDS.
However, this could not have been achieved without the strength of modern technology and medicine.
Through these factors and these factors only, people have been able to sustain life with HIV without contracting AIDS. However, the lifestyle of people with HIV changes drastically as they struggle through several doses of pills and medicine a day. And now we go to a live report with Drew Fazzino. Drew?
Thank you, Javier. Today I'm here with Jose. When he was in high school, you could say he was a little bit more on the wild side. Well, today he has AIDS. He emailed us to tell us about the syndrome. Jose?
Hello.
And at what age did you discover you had the disease?
I discovered I had AIDS when I was 17 years old. It was not pleasant.
And what are those purplish red dots all over your face and body?
This is the visible form of my cancer, which is called Kaposi sarcoma. I also have small tumors on my legs.
Would you mind showing us?
Yes, I would. I try to hide these from the public.
Okay, well, what medications do you take to keep your AIDS and cancer in a stable condition?
Well, the ones that I know off the top of my head would be Icentris for my AIDS, and I have to get chemotherapy for my sarcoma.
Well, thank you for your time, Jose. We at GDJ News hope you feel better.
Thank you, Drew. Interesting story. As my co-anchor Grant Mason has left to get tested for AIDS, I leave you with this. AIDS is a syndrome acquired from the HIV virus. It is a deadly factor in this world. But if not for AIDS, what would have motivated us to advance in technology and medicine to fight off this epidemic? AIDS is a destructive force, but after destruction always comes recuperation. Signing off for tonight, I'm Javier Pelicani for GDJ News. Good night, everybody. This has been GDJ News.